All right, let's look at number 4, okay? Number 4, how many terms does it have? It has 2. So when you have 2 terms, how do you have to factor that guy? GCF, there you go. There you go. What's the GCF between all that stuff?
12x.
12xy. Perfect. All right, what's 36 divided by 12? Go. 3. You took out one of the x's, you took out the y, so what do you got left? X minus. What's 48 divided by 12? 4. You took out an x and a y, what do you got left? Y. There you go. Alright, but number 5 is different, guys. How many terms does number 5 have? It has 4 terms. You got a group. There you go. Alright, see what you can do on number 5, okay? See what you can do on number 5. Alright, what'd you get on the first one? They have 2. Wait, 2x. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Alright, so you took that out and you got 4a minus 3. And then this guy right here is really important because you're not going to take out a 3, you're going to take out a negative 3. And then when you take that out, you get 4a minus 3. And so you get 2x minus 3 and 4a minus 3. Very good job, guys. Alright, what about number 7? How many terms does number 7 have? 3. What do you do when you have 2 or 3 terms? GCF. There you go. Find out what they have in common on number 7. 2 or 3 terms, you take out a GCF. Number 7. How about number 6? Alright, what do they have in common?
A.
Just an A. There you go. So take that out of the first one. What's left?
A.
A.
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
Plus B.
Plus B. Perfect. There you go. Alright, what about number 8? How many terms does it have? 4 terms. So you got to do group. There you go. And then keep that plus sign with that 2 because that's really important. Try that one. Alright, what'd y'all get?
That.
Well, they answered.
2x or 2 plus x.
Uh-huh. Yeah, just write the x first, though. It's not wrong if you write the 2 first, though. It's the same thing. Alright, number 9 has 3 terms. So if we have 2 terms or if we have 3 terms, what do we have to take out? GCF. There you go. So what's common between all 3 of these guys? 3PQ. Perfect. Yeah, the square always comes first. Alright. Okay. Did y'all get that? Yes?
Isn't it?
Alright, number 10. Last one.
Wait, we have a test one?
No. Oh, no. We're starting our study guide today. We're going to do all day tomorrow for study guides and then test on Thursday. Alright, so we got 4 terms, right? I'm going to do grouping. And then keep that negative with that 15 because he's important. See what you can do on 10. Go. first two have in common?
2x.
2x. What do the second two have in common?
3,
Negative 3. Very good. There we go. Y'all okay? Yeah? No?
Yes.
Y'all get enough sleep last night?
Very well.
I did. For once in 2 weeks. Woo-hoo. So happy. I went home
How
and
many hours?
let's see. Well, I went to sleep at like probably 6 o'clock
Oh, wow.
Good night.
and got up at 6 o'clock.
So that's a 12
So,
hour.
yes, it was pretty nice. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We have 5 whole problems to do to finish up these notes today. They're very, very easy. It's just some graphing stuff. So we're on page 19. We're going to do 3 together, and then you're going to work 2 with your partners, and then we're going to start study guides. Study guide all day tomorrow. Last test of the quarter on Thursday. You know, the first quarter's already over. Almost over. All right, page 19. Here we go, guys. Let's get this done with. Challenge problems are due on Thursday as well, okay? So if you're ready to turn those in, hold on to Thursday for me. All right, if you have different colors, it's probably going to help you today to do different colors, okay? Let's grab some different colors. Okay, so you had a quiz, let's see, we did it Thursday last week, Wednesday last week, something like that. You're going to get those back today, and the very first problem on there was a vocab word, and that vocab word said that if you had 1 or more equations together, what was it called? A system. But if we don't have equations, here we have inequalities. So it's the same exact thing, but when you have an inequality, you either had a dotted line or a solid line, and then you had to shade somewhere. That's the only difference, okay? So when we did solving systems of equations, what do we have to do to these guys in order to graph them? Get them in slope-intercept form. You got to get y by itself. Very good. We did equations. These are inequalities. We did not do systems. I'm sorry.
Oh, not systems.
All right, and we're going to graph it. We're going to go up 4. Slope is -1, so we're going to go down 1 and right 1. All the way across the page. I need to fix that graph for next year. Those are kind of hard to see. All right, so this guy right here, does this tell me it's a dotted line or a solid line? Solid line, there you go. But then you just have to shade it. It says y greater than, where do your y's get greater? Top. Now, do not shade so dark because you have another one that you have to graph. So shade very lightly, okay? Real light. All right, let's grab a different color. All right, we have to solve this one for y. So how do we do that? Yep. But you got to be careful because you have a negative y left. And what do I divide by? Ooh, and what happens to that inequality sign when you divide by negative? You flip it. All right, so we're going to go down 2 for our y-intercept. And then our slope is up 2 and right 1. Or you can go the other way, down 2 and left 1. All right, what about this guy? Less than. Does that mean he gets a dotted line or a solid line? Dotted. Now, when we graphed the equations, when we graphed and it had an equal sign, we either call this consistent, independent, consistent, dependent, or inconsistent, right? Mm-hmm. And we found out that point where they crossed. Are y'all okay with that? But we don't want to do that with inequalities. We want to find out where their shading crosses. So we have to shade this guy. It's less than. And I'm not concerned about where the lines cross with inequalities. I'm concerned about where their shading crosses. Do you see where their shading crosses together?
Yes.
Okay, so you take a different color or your pencil and you shade this part right here really, really dark, because that's the part that I'm worried about, is where their shading crosses. So you got shading everywhere, that's fine, but this piece right here needs to be shaded really dark or in a different color, because that's the answer. That's the part I'm concerned about. Are y'all okay with that? All right, here we go. Let's go to number 2. All right, so we got x plus 3y is less than 3. And x minus 2y is greater than or equal to 4. All right, we're going to subtract the x. So we get 3y is less than negative x plus 3 divided by 3. And we get y is less than, how do I write this guy? Negative 1/3 plus, how much? 1. There you go. All right, so I'm going to go up 1 to my y-intercept. No, I divided by positive. Yes. So we're going to go down 1 and right 3. Or up 1 and left 3. Dotted line or solid line? Dotted. Now shade very, very lightly, okay? Where does this shade? Less than is down. So very, very lightly. Because if you shade too dark, you're not going to be able to see how to graph the other one. Alright, so let's do the other one. We're going to subtract the x. But be careful, you have a negative 2y left. Alright, and what happens when we divide by a negative? What switches? The inequality sign. Very good. And then what is this guy right here? How do we write him? Positive 1/2. Very good. And then your y-intercept is negative 2. Alright, so we're going to go down 2 for our y-intercept. And then our slope is up 1 and right 2. Or we can go down 1 and left 2. What about that guy? Dotted line or solid line? Solid. And where does he shade? Less, which is below. Alright, with your quiz last week and what we did before, the very first thing on your test is going to be equations. The only thing you're worried about with equations is where the lines cross. But these are not equations, these are inequalities. So what are we concerned about with inequalities? Where the shading crosses. Very good. So take this piece right here at the bottom, this little funky looking triangle, and that's what I'm worried about with inequalities, is this guy. Y'all okay? You see the difference between the two?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Alright, we got one more together, and then we're going to find our partners and work for the rest of the day with them. Because I know y'all want to talk to each other. Alright, here we go. Number 3. You got y less than 1. How do you graph that sucker? Go to 1 on the y. What's he look like? There you go. So what is it, a dotted line or a solid? Solid. There you go. Y'all so smart. I say y'all and Ethan says thank you for everybody. Alright, where's he shade though? Less is where? Below. Don't shade too dark though, okay? Not too dark. Alright, now the other one says X. So I go to the x-axis at 2. And what's he look like? He's a vertical line, but is he dotted or solid? He's dotted. And you just got to be careful, where do your x's get greater than? To the right. There you go. And the only part that I'm concerned about is where their shading crosses, which is this little square right here in the 4th quadrant. Y'all okay? Sweet. All right, flip over on the back. You see your partner? You looking at him? You fine with him? All right, we are going to work with our partner on 4 and 5. And then once we finish that, we're going to start working on our study guide. The key to your study guide is already on Google Classroom for you. Here. It is already there. Test is Thursday. Yes, sir. We're going to review all day tomorrow. It's just a kind of a lot of stuff, so we're going to go ahead and start today. All right, 4 and 5 first. And then we're going to start on our study guide.
Oh, these slides are already alone. She just be sitting there like, oh my God, what am I going to do about this?
It's work.
Okay. You go to the 1. You go let me see what your diagram like.
Now you need chairs.
What are you doing?
Hey, look.
I was going with we just got to keep going because that's yours. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Breathing gas.
Okay, so on number 4, most of us already have this here, but you kind of skipped down to number 5 before you really gave me the answer for number 4. So if we're concerned about the shading where it crosses, and the shadings are going 2 different ways, it's never going to cross. So we'll just call it no solution. There you go. There you go.
Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine.
Yes.
You still got dummies?
Yeah.
Some dummies from Okay, not now. I'll do it in a minute.
There you go.
Dude, I am
That's where I am first.
I want $7.
Oh, okay. So this one goes to and then every time you go up, it's going to be 3 words.
Easy.
There's no solution.
Why did I get that?
Say me.
No.
Oh.
I didn't see your job. I'm coming.
Yes. You hold it for yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah. Bro.
Okay, so on number 5, did you get that one of them is going to have a y intercept of a fraction?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1/2 is where?
In between.
In between what? There you go. So when you go up 3, you're not ever going to land on a line. If you go up 3, you're going to be in the middle every time. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3 in the middle, and then over 2. So your point should be in the middle each time because it's a half. You got it wrong? No, you should that one left side wrong. You should have this side. Because like this way is yeah. Alright, once you're good on 4 and 5, we're going to start on our study guide. Am I expecting you to do every single problem? No. But you need to do enough so that you know how to do each one, okay? Do enough until you're good on each one. He is already on Google Classroom for you. You better make 100. One from each section. I just paid my power bill, but I have to pay again. Man, each month they keep wanting my money. I have so much more money to go shopping and they didn't want my money. Just pay my mortgage and they want me, and these people just keep wanting money.
Okay, we can.
The government keeps wanting
Nathan! I know, my taxes. Although sometimes if I'm real good, they give me money back.
Yeah. You're really good though. It's hard to be really good.
Man, all that great tax. They give it to them here. I'm like, that's just.